keynote address to look forward to that takes us through health logging and managing digital overload after 40, food, fasting, and focus to improve techie performance. And we have with us a very special gentleman. We have Dr. Pal Manickam, doctor, speaker, and gut health expert. We're delighted to welcome Dr. Pal, a US-based physician and health educator known for making medicine relatable through his unique blend of science and humor. As the creator of a widely followed YouTube channel, he uses Medcom, medical stand-up comedy, to simplify complex health topics and promote preventive wellness. His work on gut health, lifestyle medicine, and nutrition has impacted millions worldwide. His presence today brings both insight and inspiration to our audience, and of course, some great health tips to look forward to. So can we all put hands together and welcome Dr. Pal Manickam on stage. A big round of applause for him, please.
Very nice, very nice. Let's give a big round of applause to all of you over here, please. Please, please. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Because the last session of this day, it could be anything, but you guys have prioritized health, and you made this as a priority. I'm very surprised that there are 2 talks on health in this beautiful panel. Let's give a big round of applause to the organizers, please. Super, super. Just wanted to ask you, raise your hands if you have seen me before. Oh, super, super. You have followed my channel? Super. Have you lost weight? Only follow Matanana. All right. Has anybody seen me for the first time today? Raise your hands. Oh, super, super. What's your name, sir? Ranganathan. Okay. So the whole goal is to make you a subscriber of our channel. Okay. So, sir, I'm very active in social media. Do you know what kind of doctor I am? Oh, thank God you believed I'm a doctor. Oh, super. Nice, nice, beautiful. I don't blame you, sir. Even my 6-year-old son, Arjun, my family is not believing I'm a doctor anymore. Okay, my friend is asking my 6-year-old son, Arjun, what kind of doctor are you? It's your dad. He's saying, heart doctor or brain doctor? He's saying, uncle, he's a YouTube doctor, uncle. Right, so I'm very active in social media. And so guess how many subscribers I may have, combining all platforms? 3 million, anything more? 5 million. I have, combining all platforms, I have 5 million subscribers throughout. Okay, throughout. More than 95% of them are my patients. Okay, before hitting the surgical table, we put the surgical knife at the belly button and then say, please hit the bell button. Okay, so that's how we started the journey. I think I came into social media through an accident, it was just an accidental video that got viral. And since then, I realized the power of social media. So I'm just going to I'm here to tell you my personal story. And you can take the positives out of it, and then I'm hoping that this will be a lifelong change for you. So that is my whole goal for this talk, okay? So as you all over here, everybody worked hard, and then you are in a very successful position. Similar to that, I studied my MBBS in PhD Medical College, Coimbatore, and I went to US to do my master's in public health, and then I did my MD General Medicine, and then I do my AB, American Board of Gastroenterology. I did an advanced year of gastroenterology where I do advanced endoscopic procedures that nobody else does. So after my name, Palaniappan Manickam, I got MBBS, MD, AB, Gastro. There are like 15 letters right after my name. At the same time, I had 15 inches of belly fat around my belly button. Okay, so similar to all of you, I focused on my career. And raise your hands if you are going to the gym. Honestly. Okay, super, super. See, this is a very common thing, like when I go to the gym while I was studying, my mom will be like, why are you wasting your time? Right, so that's how it was for me as well. So I went to Boston, and all I did was, how do I go to the next step? And the reason that I'm saying that is, I think that is what is happening right now in this environment where everybody is planning to go to the next level. Okay, they're focusing on the career, focusing on the what is the next thing for them. So in my case, the same thing happened. despite being a doctor, I'm here to tell you that I abused my body to a point that my wake-up call was while I was seeing a patient, okay, in my gastroenterology office in Chennai. Can we have the lights off? Is it possible for the audience? Super. Sounds good. Sounds good. Super. So, this is true story. In my gastroenterology office, while I was talking, while I was seeing a patient, all of a sudden, I started having heart attack, a dizziness, chest pain, and palpitations. Okay, and this is true story. In the history of medicine, this was the first time that a patient asked the doctor, "Doctor, are you okay?" Right? So he's saying, "Take a deep breath, doctor." Okay, this is true story. He put me on the stretcher, and then they wheeled me into it, into my own hospital in the emergency room. Okay, so I was in the lobby of the emergency room, and my nurse came up to me, and then she said, "Oh, Dr. Pal, what are you doing in this lobby? All your patients are waiting in the other lobby." I said, "Adipavi, I am the patient here." Okay, so then I went inside the room. At the first time, I saw doctors from a patient standpoint, because doctors are really gods, because they are the only people who saved me on that day, right? How many of you have seen the CPR machine? You guys have seen? Where, sir? Where have you seen? ICU? Usually in the movies, correct? Yeah, in the movies. In Tamil and Telugu movies, they're using CPR machine as an iron box. As soon as they put the CPR machine, the hero comes up. Okay, nothing like that happens on real life. Okay, so they put me on that machine, and then at that time I realized that I just recently had a physical examination with my doctor. Okay, this was in Boston, and he was a US guy. He was a white doctor, and then he was like, "Dr. Pal, don't worry about it. Your BMI, is completely normal. It is 24.5. You are going to live for 100 years." The next day, I was in the emergency room. Okay, so then I was realizing why that happened. Then we realized BMI, what is BMI? Body mass index, right? So the only thing that we Indians should worry about is not body mass index, it is biryani mass index. Okay, because BMI of 24.5 is done for white people. Okay, it is not for Indian people. Indian people, the BMI is only 23. So when you are more than 23, you are at increased risk of heart disease. Okay, so then I realized, okay, so I'm overweight. What will I do? What should I do now? All right, so anybody in the weight loss journey? You have done, sir? So when it's a weight loss journey, what is the first thing that you do? Huh? Check weight. Of course, thank you. Wonderful answer. Yes, check weight. If you want to do weight loss, what do you usually start with? Diet. That's a good question. But usually, now we're talking about diet. Before, people go to gym, right? Because we think that gym is the main thing for losing weight. So as I said before, despite being a doctor, I didn't know how to lose weight, because in the medical curriculum, as Dr. Siva, was mentioning, that we don't talk about preventing illness, we talk about treating illness. Okay, so wellness is not talked about in medical curriculum at all. So despite being a doctor, I didn't know how to lose weight. So I went to the gym. Okay, so I was living in California. Anybody from Hyderabad, Telangana area? You are super, sir. So you know Bay Area and California? Okay, in Bay Area, Andhra Pradesh was divided into two, correct? Andhra Pradesh and Telangana is actually divided into three, because the third one is Bay Area. Okay, everybody is our people only. Okay, so we don't look like we are foreigners at all. Everybody is only our people over there in Bay Area. The only time that you feel like a foreigner is in the apartment gym, because our guys, nobody will be there. Okay, even if they open the door by mistake, they'll be like, "Oh, gym, sorry." Okay, and they'll close the door. I went to the gym. What is the most common machine used in the gym? Treadmill. Okay, anybody have treadmill at home? You have, sir? Super. Have you taken the clothes off of the treadmill? It's still there. Wonderful. Super. So I was on the treadmill. Okay, so while I was running on the treadmill, I realized that I was reading in the physiology book that you see you're a busy professional, you're a very busy gastroenterologist. You don't have time for this treadmill. So in physiology book, they have written that if you have only short span of time, you focus on strength training more than the cardio, right? More than the cardio. And that is where the strength train, that's what Dr. Cywayz was mentioning about building muscle, okay? So I joined the gym, okay? I joined the gym, and this gym is was in Boston, and it was a nice gym where they give you free pizza on signing up, okay? This is true story in the US, okay? And it is also only $10 per month, okay? So any people, or many of our Indian people will sign because it's only $10, nobody will go. Okay, so how many of you have done bench press? Do you know how bench press is? Yes, there's a bench, there is a rod, and then you try to lift at weights, right? So there is one free personal training session that they gave. So I was trying to lift the rod, and I couldn't lift the weights at all, okay? And then I told the trainer, hey, can you lower down the weights, please? He came down to me, he said, Dr. Pal, there are no weights at all. Only rod is there. Okay, and I was trying to lift, and then I said, where do I start? Looks like I'm very weak. He said, go and do Zumba. Anybody does Zumba here? You are a Zumba trainer? Very good, because only male, you are maybe the only male guy in the group, whole group. Okay, any females here go to Zumba? Yeah. Of course, right? Yeah, of course. Any male who goes to Zumba as a participant? Please don't go. Okay, very pathetic experience because I was the only male in the whole group of women, okay? And I joined late as well. And these people are so punctual that there was only one spot left and there was right in front of the instructor. Okay, and this Zumba enthusiastic instructor, and she did one beautiful thing, okay? She coupled me with this beautiful young lady, absolutely gorgeous, jaw-dropping beauty. The only problem is she was 70 years old. Okay, so she coupled me here with her, and then they said up, down, up, down, up, down. She was huffing and puffing. It was very easy for me because I went down, never came up because I sprained my ankle. Good, true story, okay? In the history of Zumba, this was the first time that a participant and the Zumba instructor took another participant on the shoulder and walked down to the car like Hava Havan, right? So, and during that short walk, this beautiful lady, young lady, I will never ever forget this. She said, Dr. Pal, if you want to lose weight, don't start with gym, start with diet. Okay, start with diet. So I was waiting in my apartment, what do I do with the diet? Anybody know any kind of diet that you guys know? Keto diet? Polio diet, yes? Yeah, paleo diet. Any other? Dr. Pal diet. Mediterranean diet. Anybody have heard GM diet? What is GM? What do they do? Yes, the General Motors diet is a diet introduced by this corporate company in GM, which is a motor company in Detroit, with the whole goal of firing the employees because nobody can do that. Okay, so I did the GM diet. Okay, so I was eating salad, and right across the dining table, my wife was eating my favorite paneer biryani from Bawarchi restaurant in Bay Area. Okay, so she was eating and I was eating salad. She was looking at me and she asked me, do you want it? I said no. Okay, it is salad. I'm going to lose weight. So I ate the salad, went up, went to bed. Okay, at night 1 a.m. It's a small sound in the stomach. Okay, and then I came down and she was sleeping. So I went off the bed, came down, turned the lights on, opened the refrigerator. I opened the paneer biryani box. There is a note that said, sorry, I ate it already. Okay. Then I realized that as a foodie, if you give me a cheer if you're a foodie. Beautiful, right? Have you ever been to Rameshwaram Cafe? If you look at the ghee that they are spraying, you will never come to this place again. Okay, you will have to line up for the amount of ghee. So that's how food is available all over the place. Okay, so in this, so when then I realized that if you're a foodie and if you want to lose weight, if you take your favorite food out of your table, that is not going to work. Right at that point of time, I was invited as a researcher for intermittent fasting in Stanford University, okay? So what we did was we took two groups of mice, okay? So one group of mice, we will give them whatever they want, like pizza, biryani, whatever they want, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. In the other group, we gave from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., okay? Group A and Group B, all right? In Group A, it was called isocalorie diet because we did the exact same amount of food on both sides. We followed them for 3 months. Which group lost weight? Any idea? 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., right? Nobody lost weight. Nobody lost weight, okay? But if you check the blood samples in those people who were we gave the food from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., if you check the blood levels, their glucose levels, their cholesterol levels, their A1C levels, everything went down. And if they followed that for the next 3 months, that's where the weight loss happened. I was like, wow, this is a wonderful method, right? You can eat whatever you want, but within a particular period of time. I said, wow, this is wonderful. Let's try this on my patients first, okay? Because, if not, they're going to do very bad Google reviews. Okay, has anybody written Google review for a doctor? Yes? Super, ma'am. Please don't come to my clinic, okay? Okay, Google review. Okay, so, you'll not believe one guy has written, if you follow Dr. Pal's method, you will lose cholesterol, you will lose belly fat, and you will lose interest in life. Right? So then I realized that all of a sudden, I see a lot of patients with fatty liver, and especially in the tech industry, okay? A lot of patients with fatty liver. And all of a sudden, in 3 months, my Google review were like 5 out of 5. Everybody who followed this method started losing weight and their fatty liver completely resolved. So then I was like, wow, this is a wonderful method. Let me just try this on myself as well. So I was a busy professional. I usually start my day with a filter coffee in the morning. Anybody drinks chai or filter coffee in the morning? Everybody, because that's the only thing that moves everything in our body in the morning, right? So in the morning at 6:30 was my coffee time. So then I said that, okay, see, I'm going to eat from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., okay, 12 hours. And the reason for that this method is working, somebody asked for the rationale behind the sleep, right? I'll tell you the actual rationale behind this. The reason that this works is every cell in our body has a clock inside. And that clock is being controlled by a tiny clock in the brain. It's called suprachiasmatic nucleus, okay? Every hormone has its own time. One thing that you need to understand is about the insulin hormone, which is most important digestive hormone, okay? It gets stimulated by a ray of sunlight in the morning around like 6 a.m. It slowly peaks up around 2 p.m. and then dies down at 6 p.m. So this is a bell-shaped curve for the insulin. And this is stimulated by this powerful one ray of sunlight. That is why we say sun is extremely powerful, especially in Tamil Nadu. People go and think about it, and then you figure it out, okay? So it's very, very, sunlight is extremely powerful. Sun is very powerful, okay? So once you have the insulin, you get maximized at 2 p.m. and then subsides down to 6 p.m. And that is why if you eat between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., your digestive hormones will be of so good quality that you'll be able to digest even unhealthy foods at a certain level. So that's the most important point, okay? And after 7 p.m., the sun sets down, so the internal clock shuts down. When the internal clock shuts down, every time that you eat in the morning, in the lunch or anything like that, you are losing 10% of your cells in the stomach. 10% of your intestinal cells gets dead every day, okay? So that needs to be repaired overnight. And that is why when the sunlight turns down, the repair hormones comes in the night. And then it starts repairing all the hormones overnight. And that is why if you look at all religions, okay, all religions, right? Hindus have Shashti, Christians have Lent, Muslims have Ramadan. Everything, fasting has been included as a part of the religious ritual. As an Indians, we're all divided by religions, united by fasting. That's how powerful this fasting method is. Okay, so all I'm asking is just give rest to an overnight 12 hours, minimum of 12 hours of rest to your body. Okay, so I started doing it, and then I started losing weight significantly. I was 100 kilos before. And then when I started following this on a daily basis, I lost close to 20 to 25 kilos in 1 year. Okay, just for this method. But the most important mistake that I did was I did not focus on the muscle building part. So I didn't focus on building muscle. So while I lost weight, I also lost my muscle mass. So then I started building muscle slowly, and that is what Siva sir was mentioning. It is very important. Okay, so everybody in my family and even my community, they know that I will not eat after 7 p.m. Okay, so I started eating from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. very strictly. And then I started promoting that in my social media accounts. Okay, to a point that in Bay Area, every get-together, when they invite me, it's always going to be at lunch. They never invited me for dinner. With my friends and family were extremely supportive of this approach. With my knowledge, they did not have any late-night get-togethers at all. They have been having it without my knowledge. Okay, so they have been having, they was very supportive, and then I started losing weight. So then I realized that only fasting alone will not help. So it also, the sleep part is very important, because the sleep is where the repair hormone starts. Remember I talked to you about the digestive hormone insulin. Once insulin subsides down, there is another hormone called melatonin. Okay, melatonin, and it starts secreting around 6 p.m., around 7 p.m. as soon as the sun sets. And the melatonin, the sleep increases, melatonin starts increasing at 6 p.m. and it peaks at 1 a.m. Okay, and then dies down at 6 a.m. again. Then the ray of sunlight comes in, then again the insulin hormone starts secreting. This is a beautiful way of circadian rhythm. Okay, this is what we call a circadian rhythm. And what we are doing is we are changing into a yo-yo honey sing orchestra by eating late at night. Okay, so whenever we are disturbing this rhythm, you will have a problem in terms of digestion and everything. So that is why sleep is extreme. How many of you sleep more than 7 hours a day? You sleep, sir? Super. Before marriage or after marriage, sir? Throughout. Okay. Super. Anybody sleep in the afternoon? You take a nap, sir? Super. Which company you work for? Super. He worked from home. Very nice. Since lockdown, huh? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Anybody sleep less than 7 hours a day? Everybody, right? Everybody. Super, super, super. You sleep less than 7 hours a day, sir? Super, 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 super. But you are the one who said that you have been sleeping like that for a long time. Anybody else less than 7 hours a day? Super. Can we give the mic to him? What's your name, sir? Huh? Vijay. Are you married? Super. What time do you sleep? 11:30. When do you wake up? 4 o'clock in the morning. Why? You have 7-month-old baby. Wrong sample size. Super. Anybody else? The reason I'm saying this is people think, okay, super, so what time do you wake up?
So I sleep around 11. I get up around 5 o'clock, 5:15.
Why?
I'm doing my PhD, so I do my study on that. So that's by default, I'm getting up. More than 6 hours, I can't sleep. I don't know why.
You don't know why? Yeah. So I think, what is the last time you eat the dinner?
Dinner I always complete by 7:30.
You always complete?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I also finish my dinner by 7. I want to sleep for 7-8 hours, but I don't get a sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't get a sleep. I struggle with a lot.
See, everybody is having the first bench student problem. Okay, so last bench, I think we should ask. See, what is the last thing that you do, sir? What is the last thing that you do? The same person. What is the last thing that you do before you go to bed?
I check I check my mail, then I'll remove the means data, then I'll switch off. Means mobile will be on, but I remove the data and I'll go. But I watch the mobile, then I'll go.
You only watch the mobile without data, huh?
No. Any mail, something to be there, that's it.
But you need data to check the mail, right?
No, check it, then I switch off the, I don't want to get disturbed during someone calls through WhatsApp, that's the reason.
Oh, before going to bed, you check the mail.
Yes.
Okay. But how many of you look at your phone before you go to bed?
Mostly.
Everybody, right?
Yes.
Everybody. Why are you doing that, sir? Why are you doing that?
I think there is no direct answer for it, this is a habit.
Habit.
Yeah.
Because you think that it's your me time.
Kind of.
Okay. Are you
Yes.
married?
Yes.
What time your wife sleeps?
She sleep late.
You yourself sleep at 11 p.m. She sleeps even later than that?
Yeah, but around 11:30.
Over 11:30. I
Yeah.
think those 30 minutes are the peaceful time for her.
I need to ask her.
She's
Could be.
looking forward for the 30 minutes. Thoongulada, yanda thoongada. All right, perfect. Right on. So the reason I'm saying, sit down please. The reason I'm saying that is, it is a common habit for everybody to look into our phone, right? Everybody to look into a phone. But what we are not understanding is that one ray of blue light, we talked about one ray of sunlight, one ray of blue light penetrates into your retina, deep back into your eye, stimulates your retina, and stimulates your brain, thinking that this guy is going to make an important decision, but all we are doing is turning the data off. Okay? And that delays the melatonin secretion by 90 minutes. And that is why many people will not be able to complete the 4 cycles of sleep. Each 4 to 5 cycles of sleep. You will need minimum 5 cycles of sleep, and each cycle is 90 minutes. So, if you do the math, you will need at least 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep. That gentleman said, he has been sleeping for 4 to 5 years, but when you do the 5th phase of the REM sleep, that is where your actual memory and cognition will be consolidated. You're doing great in your life already, but if you focus on that even more, maybe the productivity is even higher. So whenever a patient walks into my office, I always ask for only 2 things. One, what time do you eat at dinner? And second, and what time do you go for sleep? These are the 2 main things I want you to take home today, that no matter how busy you are, your dinner time should not exceed more than 8 p.m. And you need to plan that on a daily basis. Every day you wake up, first question that you should answer is, what is my dinner time today? And you should plan your day accordingly, number 1. Number 2, as Cywayz mentioned, professional sleeping schedule by sleeping at the same time. It is okay to sleep at 11 p.m., but make sure that the 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes before you go to bed, between 10:30 to 11, it needs to be screen-free time. It really needs to be screen-free time, and you will appreciate how much amount of energy that you will have the next day. Okay, the next day. Okay. Now we talked about the insulin. We talked about melatonin. If you want to go to the next level to maximize this insulin, we shouldn't load it up with activity. Okay, what is the one thing that will stimulate insulin? Anybody know? Eating? Yes, eating food late or eating? Sugar, right? Sugar. Any young person over here? Any young couple? No? Anybody? Over there. Okay, can we give the mic to them? Over there. Oh yeah, she's my subscriber as well. That's the problem. They will know what I'm talking about. Sir, what's your name, sir? Yes. You could answer from there itself. Huh? Prahlad, sir? Okay, sir. How old are you?
28.
28. Nice. Perfect time. You look fit. Good for you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bangalore.
You're from Bangalore. Okay. The reason I picked you is I'm going to use you as an example to educate us in terms of the normal eating habits that what we do. Okay. I'm just going to ask you about the eating habits on a daily basis. Okay. So what do you usually have for breakfast?
Idli or dosa plus pulao.
Idli or dosa or pulao? How many idli you have?
2.
2. And then pulao?
1 full plate.
1 full plate. Okay, no problem. No, I also eat the same thing. Okay, so for idli, how many grams of carbs you think one idli? Just guess. 5 grams, 10 grams, 15 grams. What do you think?
20.
Around 10 to 15. Okay, so let's keep 15. Okay, and I'm glad you said that. You didn't say depending on the size of the idli. Okay, so 15, 2 idlis, 15 to 30.
30.
Pulao is rich in carbs. Okay, so 1 full plate would be easily 30 grams. Okay, so 60 grams. What do you eat for lunch? In general, normally.
Roti, rice, sambar.
Roti and rice, correct?
Yeah.
So how much roti? Maybe 2?
2.
2, okay. So each roti has 15 grams of carbs. So how much it is?
30.
30, okay. 60 plus 30 is, we have 90 so far. You have rice as well, correct? You have curd rice, sambar rice, something like that, correct?
Correct.
That's normal. So 1 bowl of rice will have 30 grams of carbs easily, okay? So let's say that you have sambar and curd, even on the lower end, let's say 40. So 90 plus 40 is?
130.
130, okay. What do you have for dinner?
Kind of same.
Kind of same, roti and rice, right? Do you have anything in between dinner and lunch?
Snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Snakes. Snakes is the main problem over here. What kind of snack we usually eat, sir? Not only you, I'm just asking in general.
Samosa.
Samosa.
Yeah.
Will they serve in your office?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Or you order on Swiggy?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Swiggy, you're frequent visitor, huh?
Not like that.
Not like that. Okay, 1 samosa, how much amount of carbs that you think? I'll give you a number. 25, 30, 35.
30.
30, okay, so easily. So we already had 130 plus 30, 160, and 160 plus repeat again of about around 40, 50, so 210.
Yeah.
210 grams of carbs around, okay. So in what he said, except for the samosa part, do you think the other part is relatively okay, right? Yeah. It's not that bad, correct? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. You can sit down. So that is the main problem. That is the main problem with the Indian community is mainly if you are a vegetarian, our community's food is rich in carbs, very rich in carbs. And you will be surprised. I want you to take this test tomorrow, okay? I want you to go home today. Tomorrow morning, on an empty stomach, I want you to take an inch tape, measure around your belly button. Okay, measure around your belly button. Will you do that, sir? Will you do that? Okay, super. If you measure more than 90 centimeters, and if you are a male, congratulations, you are pregnant. Okay, if you are a female, if you are more than 80 centimeters, which means that you are slowly developing insulin resistance. And this is absolutely important to identify at that age where you're 28 years of old, because we are not going to see at that point of time. The damage will happen 10 years from now. 10 years from now. That is the starting point, because we Indians have a genetic defect where whenever we eat more than the actual number of calories, it goes and sits right in the belly. You all see, all men can relate to this. Right? When during a group photo get together, I was in a friend's place. My friend's wife was taking a picture. There were 5 people. She said 1, 2, 3, or tuck, and all of the people just went inside like tuck. Okay? And then a picture was taken. I looked at the picture. All 4 people were tucking their tummy in. Only one guy was still having the tummy out. I said, hey, they only said tuck, right? Why didn't you pull the tummy in? He said, after pulling in, only the picture run. Right? So that is how bad our genetics are, where when we are eating, it goes directly into the belly. And if you must see my friend Saravana Kumar, he will put a very tight t-shirt. It's called Mission Impossible. Mission will be over here. Impossible will be over there. Okay, that is a very common scenario, and when you have that, which means that the fat doesn't have anywhere else to go. Okay, it is absolutely very critical for you to understand when you have something like this, which means that the fat is being deposited around your heart, around your pancreas, around your liver. We call this as visceral fat. So you will be amazed that our insulin will not be able to handle more than 150 grams of carbs per day. If you meet this criteria, from tomorrow, you need to download this app called MyFitnessPal. Okay? This is a free app. That pal and this pal is not related. Okay? Many people are saying that, oh, you are promoting your app. Hey, I don't have any relation with this app at all. It's a free app. Please download it. Just document everything what you are eating on a daily basis, on at least for one day. You will be amazed by the number of carbs that you are eating on a daily basis, and this is the major problem among Indian community, mainly, okay? And how many of you people go walking here? Super. Anybody else goes to does anything else? Yoga? Badminton, gym? Anybody badminton? Super, super. How long you go for walking, sir? 1 hour, sir? In the morning? Okay. Whom do you go with? Just by yourself. You are alone only, right? Yeah. Yeah. This is not that, kiss cam. The only kiss that you can see is the belly kiss with the other CXOs. Cybersecurity professionals are always aware of zero trust. Thank you for trusting me. Oh my God. See, he's even planning. He is beyond kiss cam. Very nice, very nice. So, so the main point I'm trying to say here is, you will have to target not 10,000 steps. Don't be crazy about this 10,000 steps a day, okay? The main thing is how fast that you are doing whatever steps that you are, okay? So let's say 4,000, 5,000 steps is good enough, but it depends upon how fast that you do it. So it's very critical, okay? So I want you to make sure that you at least walk 5,000 steps a day, but make sure that you increase your heart rate. When you are walking, it is absolutely critical for you to understand that you cannot talk over the phone, or you cannot have a companion and talking to them, which means that you are not exerting properly. Okay? Most often than not, what happens is many people will talk over the phone, will have a conversation very nicely in the morning, and while during the walk, after the walk, they will eat this masala vada just before entering the house, and all the hard work is gone. Okay, so this is something that is very, very common. We will have to counteract this as well. Okay, the reason that I'm saying all this is, yes, sir.
You want me to take a companion and increase my BP further?
Yeah, you can actually take a different companion to lower your BP. That is your problem with your cybersecurity. Okay, so the reason I'm saying all this is, all I'm asking you for only 3 things, right? One is, I want you to eat from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I want you to sleep for 7 hours. And all I'm asking is to make sure that your carbohydrate intake is 150 grams of carbs per day. I guarantee you that if you do this on a daily basis, 30% of my medical business is gone. Okay? How nice I am, right? I'm on the stage, I'm telling you, don't do all this, and so that my medical business is gone. But even then I will say, because I know you will not do it. Okay? So I have so much confidence in you, will definitely do it. But if you really prioritize your health, the reason I'm saying this is, how many of you have seen this WhatsApp forward message of GoFundMe page, especially in the US, where, a young 40-year-old, 42-year-old having sudden cardiac death? Are you guys raising your hand? Raise your hands if you've seen that message. Many people are sending that message, and my heart goes out to the family, and I'm really thinking that, okay, what is wrong with, what went wrong? Many things are unavoidable, but few things are unavoidable, but many things are definitely avoidable, okay? I know that that incident didn't happen on that particular day. That happened almost 10 years ago. I wish somebody has told them that even if you could just do like 1 step at a day, 1 step at a time, I'm sure that that person will know that this will never happen again, right? So my whole mission is that making sure that I never ever get a message like that ever again, okay? And people, have you heard of this concept called YOLO? Y-O-L-O? People say you only live once, you only live once. And many people after this talk, after this today, you will have this motivation today, and then tomorrow you will end up doing the exact same thing repeatedly. I want you to listen to this very carefully. If you want to do YOLO, you only live once, you can do whatever you want. I don't care whether you eat late at night. I don't care whether you sleep late at night. I don't care whether you take care of your health, okay? As long as you are single, okay? If you have a family and if you have a kid less than 18 years of age, you need to be alive and healthy for them. It is your damn responsibility. Right? Thank you so much for the time. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. So what happens is, and I'll get the slides, please. So there is a separate department called preventive gastroenterology. Okay. So on the press button, right? Preventive gastroenterology. Okay, so I'm taking some time to explain this in detail because I really want you to, this is how the health vision is going to be. If anybody is interested in health tech, this is the way to go, and I'm looking forward for collaborations as well in case if anybody is interested. Because gut health is the starting point for everything. Whenever I say everything about gut health, you name it, PCOS, heart disease, diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, hypothyroid, everything starts from the gut. I am doing a research in Stanford. It is very clear that everything starts from the gut. So what I have put together is something called these 6 different pillars, okay? Eating window, sleep, water, meditation, diet, and fitness. This is what you need. This is what you need. You don't need any supplements. You don't need any other artificial, any supplements at all. This is the natural way to proceed. So what happened was, in California, I created a new department called preventive gastroenterology. What I mean by that is, people go to the doctor only when you have a problem, right? What we are saying is, before even getting to the problem, if you take care of your gut health, everything will be sorted. So, in my department, when a patient has diabetes, they don't go to the doctor, a diabetes doctor. They come to us. And we have a multidisciplinary team, okay? So, we have a life coach, we have a medical committee team, we have an extended team, we have fitness, we have psychologists, psychotherapists. We have a multidisciplinary team who will break down the goals into manageable steps, into one step at a time. So look at this. These are all like beautiful results that we have seen in just 3 months. These are all without any kind of medications, any kind of supplements, nothing. Thyroid hormone is getting reversed, PCOS is getting reversed, and to be honest, I myself, being a doctor, is absolutely amazed by these results, and I am actually questioning the way of treatment in medical practice. What are we doing over here? We give thyroid medications after you are doing a hypothyroid, after diagnosing hypothyroid. But why can't we just target even before the patient develops hypothyroid? Or when a patient is diabetic, they put them on insulin. Nobody ever talk about what they eat, what they do. There is no accountability, nothing, okay? So I strongly believe that this is the way to go. These are all our patients, and these are all corporate people who are as busy as you guys are. And this is a pilot program that we did in California. And many corporate practices have reached out to me to see whether we can extend this to all the employee wellness. I'm telling you, this is the secret goal. This is a secret sauce. If you are really interested in your employee wellness so that they can decrease their sick days, improve the quality, and improve your productivity, you should be selfish for them. And this is something that you really, really need to focus on. Please scan this QR code, and if you are interested, let us know. We will be happy to support you, and this is my mission. And finally, I'm glad that it is putting together, and thank you so much for the opportunity. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Dr. Pal Manickam. Can I quickly request Mr. Navneethan to come forward and present this wonderful gentleman with a small token of our appreciation. Once again, a big round of applause for him. And I hope going forward you all can collaborate with him and make most of this amazing initiative that he's come up with. Oh, we have an audio visual coming your way.
has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a small little sneak peek into the legacy that this gentleman is building. Once again, a big round of applause for him. An absolute privilege to have you amongst us today. And as I said earlier, a small little token of our appreciation.